Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to part 22, I believe, of the tiny house build. And it's been raining for like 6 or 7 days here in a row, so there's great big mud puddles like lakes outside. So I'm not going to be taking the mini home outside and doing the roof. So I thought the next best thing is maybe I could do the ceiling boards. And I've done pine on the walls, and I think on the ceiling I have all these old cedar fence boards, and I thought maybe if I sanded those down and cleaned them up, that I could make it look kind of like barnwood and put like a gray barnwood ceiling in there, kind of match up the cabinetry and stuff like that. So let me kind of show you what I'm doing here. Well, what I have here is a bunch of old kind of like farm grade pickets. And they got some splits in them, and some of them have a little bit of skip on the side of them, or they're not quite perfect. I've been taking them over here and sanding them. Oh yeah, some of them have this kind of a white, I don't know, like a fungus growing on them from sitting there stacked together, damp. But they've long since dried out. You see in the very back corner over there, there's a great big stack of them over there. I'm using all the little 4-footers first. And all in all, they're not in too bad a shape. I got some pretty decent wood out of them here. But I've been taking them over here, and I've been sanding this edge down so it doesn't have a raggedy edge. And I've just been giving the face a once over with a sander with some 120 on it. Then I'm taking them and I'm stacking them over here on this side. And this is where I'm putting the gray paint on them. And what I've done here is I've kind of watered down some gray. So it's really reduced. It's probably 2 to 1 water. But I've been just taking them and hitting them kind of light with this. Trying to do this looking through the sight on the phone here, so it's a little looking at the camera on the back of the phone, so it makes it a little awkward. Okay, so basically I coat it like that, and you can see the wood through it. See? Then I just grab me an old shop towel rag, and I give this the wipe down. It takes part of it back off. Now the wood's looking a little bit aged. So I have this old gallon of Pratt & Lambert ceiling paint that I'll never use again. So I just dip a brush in it and just kind of dry the brush bristles out. And I've just been giving it a little bit of, it's like old paint on it. So basically when they're done, they look like this. They're kind of rustic looking. When these dry off, I'm going to hit them with the sander just very lightly again, just to take any places like this that's too white, just kind of dull it down a little bit. And it's going to look like a old painted wood that has worn off when I'm done. And I think this should look pretty nice. So this one goes over here into the pile. So that's the plan. And we're going to go ahead and put the ceiling in the tiny house. So here are the boards after they've been all dried out. They're completely dry now. And they lightened up, and I think they look a lot like old barnwood. See the old saw marks in them. And I got all these over here. Kind of get an idea what the ceiling's going to look like. So I think I've got enough here with this table this table here and this table over here to do one side. So I need to stack these up and go do another whole batch here. Hey guys, I wanted to show you the finished product here from the last video we were doing. I was missing these 3 boards here. I ran out of this tongue and groove, and what I did is I took some 1x6s and I just cut a bevel into them, and it came out pretty nice. And instead of putting a regular trim board there like I have on this side, see, I went ahead and mounted some pegs in these here. And now I got a place to hang things. They're pretty sturdy. So I thought that worked out pretty good. Left me enough room for my plug right there too. And the door's all hung up, all finished. And I worked on that rail a little bit up there because it came shipped, it was all bent up, and I had to straighten it out a little bit, but I got the door on there fairly straight now. What I had to do is I had to elongate these holes here, and where I could adjust it up and down. And so when it's closed, it's got a little bit of a weird gap on this side. But when it's open, which it's going to be 90% of the time, it's fine. The gap looks real good. And it all has to do with a sag in the bar right here. But I didn't have the tools to be able to fix it. I fixed the bend that was bent this way, but the curve in it this way I couldn't quite get it straight. So that's the best I could do, but it's completely functional now. Everything works good, and I think it looks real good. And right now I'm working on the ceiling. See those gray crossbars I'm putting up there? I'm making an air gap, since this is going to be a kind of a vaulted ceiling. I wanted to be able to vent out that very top corner up there a little bit, and I didn't want to pack the insulation in here all tight and have it sweat, and that could cause you problems. But that's what I have right now. I'm waiting for my drill to charge back up so I can put that last one on there and finish these screws in, because they're not all the way in. It ran out of power. Then I'm going to start putting up the boards. And let's go take a look at those. I'll walk you over here in a second. Oh, I've got the insulation all laid out, ready to start putting that in as soon as I get down at those crossbars. But the wood came out interesting. And I did a second batch, so I have quite a few boards now. But that's basically what it's going to be. Looks like old worn out barn wood that had been painted white at one time and worn off. I think this is going to be pretty nice. I think it'll work good with the white wall, and it'll also tie in with the gray cabinet. And I still have to find an accent color for the inside. I haven't quite done that yet, and I need to incorporate that in there somehow, because all this white and gray just isn't getting it. I need to get some nice bright colors in there or something. But we still have curtains to put up and things to do for that, so maybe we'll figure something out as we go here. So after I get my battery charged up and do those last 2 crossbars, I'm going to start putting this insulation in. We'll start putting those boards up. I'll see you then. Okay guys, I wired, you see that white wire there? It goes up here, goes up there for the fan. Got that in, and I got this thing, one side of it insulated. I think I'll do one side at a time. I think I'll start down here and start working my way across with those barnwood boards. See how this thing turns out. I'm gonna get at it. Well, I framed out the skylight there. I did that also in barnwood. Let me get around this post here. Just put a little box frame around it, and I did the inside. I've also put a board up there to mount the light box on. So I've got that all in now, and I've got the wire ran to the light box. That's for the fan. And I just have to put in this last centerpiece and these two pieces over here. And I also insulated that area up there too, but I did leave a little triangular airspace at the very top so air could pass through there. And right back there I went ahead and finished the little flat part, the 3-board wide area up there. And I had to trim that last center board down to 5 inches, so I had to cut a 1/2 inch off. So I may also cut this one to the right size. And I have them right down here on this table, waiting to put them in. I need to cut me a hole for that too. I need to do the measuring out of that, and I'll probably just hold it up in place and mark it so I know where the center of the hole is. And that'll be ready to roll. Well, I started putting wood on the inside of the loft wall, the angled wall, and got one piece of trim up there. And this is rough on my back. I'll show you what I'm doing. I'm gonna crawl up this ladder. Okay. So as you can see, the back wall is getting wood on it. Yeah, that'd be the back wall of or the front wall of the loft, I guess you would call it. It's going to get another piece of trim wood right down the edge of this one right here where it's cut, so it'll box it in. And I'm getting this one all trimmed out. I still have to cut the lower one then, and then I got to come over here and start in on this side over here. I know I said I was going to maybe do that front wall up at the head of the where the windows are, up by the doorway, in some type of color or something, but I changed my mind and I went ahead and did it in the barnwood. Trimmed it all out too, and I think it looks pretty good. It's kind of more gray than I wanted in the house, but I'm just going to have to add color someplace else. So there it is, guys. I also got the rest of this finished off too, and I've got the box in up there and the holes cut for it. Yeah, this is looking okay. It all worked out pretty good. I just wish that these could have been longer so I didn't have to piece in a piece here on both sides. Looking back on it, what I should have done is to ran this one all the way up to the angle cut there and pieced it in down here at the bottom. I think that would have looked better. But, you know, maybe even, you know, put a trim and then butt it up against the trim, you know, put another trim along the bottom here. But it's up there. That's what it is. And that's why it's the Hodgepodge Lodge. We're just trying to get by here and get this thing finished. And yeah. Well, I stepped off the ladder on the second rung from the bottom because I switched ladders out. I'm on an 8-footer and I was using a 6-footer. And I subconsciously, counting the steps going down, instead of looking, I stepped off when I thought I was at the bottom rung and I was at the second rung. So that wasn't any fun. So I kind of yanked on my back a little bit. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to quit for the day, and I'll come back and try this again tomorrow. Hey guys, why don't you guys stay tuned? I'm going to end this video here, but our next video we're going to be putting the roof on. My son just called me and said he's coming over, and we're going to try to take advantage of about 4 or 5 days of decent weather. We may have a little sprinkle in between, but I think we will have enough time to get this done. So on the next video, we are going to be roofing, and I'm really looking forward to this. My poor son, he's got to go up there and do all the hard work. I'm just not up to crawling up on that 45-degree angle roof anymore. So he's going to take care of that for me, and I'm going to help him. I'm going to do all the shingle trimming and all the rest of that stuff, and give him a little bit of moral support. But he's going to be doing most of it, and man, I sure appreciate him coming over. So wait for the next video. We'll have it out here real soon, and you'll see what the house looks like roofed. This is going to be great. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.